Hey YouTubers, today I'm going to be dialing right in on Mystery Train as played by Scotty Moore. There's a lot of great versions. Brian Setzer does a great version. Gatton does a great version. There's heaps of great versions, but let's look really closely at what Scotty Moore was actually doing. Now, quick disclaimer, there's a great version already out there by Anyone Can Play Guitar. The guitar teacher's name is Adrian. He runs a great YouTube channel. His is really good. It's a great version. I haven't done this song yet because his version seems pretty good to me. Really good, in fact. I've had a really close look, and I'll just come at it from my point of view, but like I said, go check his out if you're learning this song. It's fantastic. Now, with this version, probably some of the detail I've gone to that I haven't seen before is I'm going to actually highlight some of the mistakes that were made in the recording that make things a little bit confusing. Elvis is changing at certain times. Bill Black is, playing a bass note late here and there. There's some really interesting stuff. I'm not criticizing. In fact, it makes the recording kind of what it is to me. It's really, really cool. So I'm gonna mention these things as I go through what Scotty Moore was actually playing. Now, if you're not a confident thumb picker, I've just released a course called Thumbpick Bootcamp. I highly recommend it. Basically, what I do is take you through a whole bunch of combinations that your right hand is going to be doing when you're using a thumb pick and fingers, so that you're prepared for the sort of things that come at you, like exactly with this lesson. So go check that out. It's only $24, and if you are a Patreon member, I am offering a bit of a discount, so shoot me a message if you're interested and you are on the Patreon. Speaking of which, I have to thank my latest members, which there's a few to get through. I'm going to smash through them really, really quick. We've got Marcus Fowler, Randy Burnett, Matt Sal, Stubby Cheese, Terrell Harper, Owen, Steve, Brooks Butchakajan, Curtis Kruder, Joe Lanza, Gary Bogle, Jonas Hyder, Greg, and Nancy. It's been a huge week for the Patreon, guys. Thank you so much for joining. I guess the sound slice is really maybe helping, or I've put a lot of time into production. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm very thankful for the influx of new Patreon members. It really helps out at home. Guys, thank you so much. Let's get into it. So hopefully you've had a good look and listened to the playthrough at the beginning. I have a sound slice file of that with the scrolling tabs for Patreon members, but I'm going to walk through either way really quickly what's happening. At the very beginning, one thing I never actually noticed until recently, that little flick on the second and third string. So we hit we do the hammer on the fifth string, and that little flick there. So that's really cool. Now, I always actually used to hammer this first finger, but he doesn't do that in the original recording. And one of the really important features is that slapback delay. That you really need that second repeat at parity, pretty much, which means the exact same volume as your initial strike. So, and then what happens after you do the little hammer on and the fingers? You hit the sixth string, and then what you do is you pluck the fourth, third, and second, just like that. Really important, and listening listening to the recording, it's really important that you relax the fingers to kill off the note, and there's probably a little bit of palm muting too, but we're going to focus on the left hand here. So just pulse that hand. So you don't take your fingers off, you keep them on the strings, but you just relax them a little, just like that. Okay, so after we pluck the fourth, third, and second, we flatten the third finger, and you'll pluck them with your first and second finger. So you flatten your third finger so it gets the second fret on the third and second string like that. So you're holding an E chord, hit the sixth string, I might have missed that, flatten your third finger, pull upwards, a little pull across. I talk about that in the thumb pick course, go check it out. And then the thumb lands on the fourth string, like that. So, and it's in between, that flattened finger is in between, which makes it really challenging. Okay, so that's the part over E. That's actually very repetitive throughout, and whenever he comes back to the E, it's pretty much doing the same thing. Now, in the transcription, I've actually done the exact amount of bars in the song. Now, here's where it gets interesting. It ends up being 7 bars, okay, 7 bars. And on bar 7, Elvis changes to the A chord, but Scotty Moore doesn't. Scotty Moore is still on the E. So Elvis kind of changes with the vocal, but obviously, to me, it probably feels right where Scotty changes, and you can tell that Scotty's the most experienced musician of the three and probably the most confident, because he kind of leads the way a little bit there, and those things are really neat and organized, where I feel like the other two are sort of trying to figure out what to do. But nonetheless, it's really cool. You'll hear the chord change, and then you'll hear the electric guitar change after that. And then this is the part that happens here, which I've always played different. I played it kind of like Brian Setzer, just playing an A7 and lifting that pinky. But actually, Scotty Moore is barring the A across, second finger on the 3rd fret, picks the 5th string open, and then the 2nd and 1st together, just like that. Okay, so then you're just alternating between the 5th and 4th. I don't really like to encourage you to work on that separately. I think just put it all together like this. So we go 5th string, 4th, 2nd, and 1st, okay, with the right hand, and pluck them all together. Then hit the 5th string with the thumb pick, and your pinky goes onto the 5th fret of the 2nd string. So, and then the thumb lands on the 4th string there. So, just like that. That's bar 1. Bar 2, we pinch 5th, 2nd, and 3rd together. So this is bar 2 of the A7 part. So, then we hit the 4th string, then the 2nd string with the finger. And this is a roll, okay? I talk about this in my course, the difference between pinching and rolls. So again, it's really going to help you out. I know I'm pushing it hard, but I spent like 50 hours putting it together, and it's barely a half-hour course. So, but the information's good. That's the whole point. So, just like that. That's bar 1. Sorry, this is bar 2. Hit the 4th string, roll. So we're doing a roll now. So 2nd finger picks the 2nd string. Thumb hits the 5th string again. 3rd finger plays the 1st string, and my 2nd finger still holding that 3rd fret. And we're plucking that 4th string. So that's the whole thing, basically. I'll do it really slow. Now you need to lift that pinky at the beginning of the 2nd time around of that bar. So lift the pinky. Okay, and if you are a member of the Patreon, obviously, you're going to have that transcription. But hopefully you can follow along regardless, especially if you've got a little bit more experience. Now, that flows through, and again, it's not perfectly even. So what have we got? Then we get a half version of it. And then it changes, so it's only... Yeah, so it's like you play it 2.5 times. 1, 2, then we change, okay? So it ends up being a 5-bar section, so there's no structure to this, which is what makes it really challenging. And then it goes back to the E, and this time around, it's actually, again, on bar 5, Elvis changes, Scotty Moore doesn't. Elvis changes, now Scotty changes. And you hear that ringing of that A. You know, I thought for a bit of fun I might try and replicate this whole verse or this whole section of the song, because this is where it's probably the most crazy that first time through. I might try and replicate it myself with bass, acoustic guitar, and electric guitar. I think that would be a really fun exercise. So the next time around, when he comes back to the A, you'll notice this if you go back and listen to the playthrough. It's a little different this time. So you think it's going to be this recurring, which is just the first bar that you learnt before. It doesn't basically do the second. It just keeps repeating that first one. And then after doing after the 4th bar of that pattern, the 5th time it's the other pattern. So again, it's another 5-bar section, which is really different. Okay, and I love playing this song in Sun Rising. You just follow the singer, and I think he probably knows everything. He really gets into the details with the structure of these songs, so I always just watch him, and I know what to do. So now it goes back to the E. This time a neat 4, okay, before the B7, which is kind of nice, okay. But here's the crazy thing: it goes to this B7. And after 2 of those, it goes to the A. Okay, it's a little different that time. I'll talk you through what's happening different there. But the funny thing is that in this moment here, Scotty changes to the A, Bill Black hits one more B when it's well and truly in that bar, and then he shifts. So he actually basically plays like 5 pulses of a B. So it's like, instead of going, well, he does that. It should be should go to the A, but he actually goes like that. And when you listen to the recording, now you're never going to unhear that, okay? I know right now it probably sounds like I'm nitpicking, but trust me, when you listen back to it, you're going to go, whoa, what's going on there? And it's funny because when other people do teach this, I notice in that section there, they're usually just filling in the blanks with something I've seen, which sounds really cool. I've used that myself live. But yeah, actually what's happening there, I think Scotty's a little hesitant for a moment because that change is a little bit messy. But what's essentially happening there is, so he's going 5th string, 4th, 2nd, and 1st, 5th string, and then 3rd and 2nd as a roll. Okay. One of the things I didn't cover in the course was using fingers together. So, okay, you're going to need that idea of using these 2 fingers together a few times in this song. Plucking together, okay? That'll be in the next installment. That'll be in the next course later down the track. It's endless, this stuff. So bum, 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 bum. So just do that twice, and then that last bar, how does that go? So you basically do, that's familiar from before, but the last time around, hit the 4th string, finish like that. Actually, I don't think he does the pinky. I can't really hear that note. What I hear in that last part is, so no pinky, okay? So you do 3rd and 2nd, and then 2nd and 1st, just like with the B7. Just so. But this time around, you double up the 2nd and 3rd. So go, hit the thumb, 2nd and 3rd again, then get that pinky in there, okay? So that last one. Let me try that again. Okay, and that's it, and it's back to the E. Okay, so guys, go on, use the sound slice file that I've made for that. That's going to help a lot. It's better than my spluttery explanations, but at least now you've heard too some of the cool things or wacky things that are going on in that recording. I hope that was interesting. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you watching the next one. Make sure you leave a like and a comment and let me know what you think. See you guys later.